I want you guys to imagine that the year is 2014. You just got home from school and you decide you want to run some 2K. Back then, park affiliations actually meant something. If you were a Sunset City baller like my 11-year-old self was, you were constantly trying to do flashy dribble moves and snatch ankles. If you were a high flyer, you had the coolest park and your main objective was to catch bodies. As a Rough Rider, you either just got the game and accidentally chose the wrong affiliation, or you were an old head who just cared about the fundamentals. Let's be honest, none of us kids are Rough Riders by choice. I bring up this point because I want to highlight how back then players had an emotional connection to the game. If you were somebody that played 2K in this era, you likely had a wave of nostalgia rush over you just by me mentioning the affiliations and showing some clips of the gameplay from back then. There were certainly flaws in 2K15, but it actually felt like a game that wanted you to have fun. Dribble animations were smooth. You were completely in control of your player. Your shot timing wasn't dependent on whether or not it was windy outside or if the stock market was crashing. There was no BS reasons for you to miss a shot that was timed perfectly. If you released it at the right time, that thing was going in. Originally, I had an outline for this video and I was gonna bring up a bunch of meticulous points on why the game's fallen off and how it's gone wrong over the years, but at this point, after recording a few takes, I feel like I've lost an old friend, and I want to talk about my old friend. I feel like I lost an old friend. The game that I once knew and loved is gone, and it feels like it's gone forever. It feels like I got a family member that is doing perkies or some shit now because they're not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same person. It's a completely different person, whatever the hell we got going on now. I understand because of the fact that this is one of my childhood games that I'm inclined to have a bias towards it, but I guarantee you, if you took any person that is playing the game today and you plopped them in a Sunset City Baller Park from 2K15 and you just let them play a game of threes, there's no way any of them could possibly say that the newer 2Ks feel better or are more fun to play. It's just not possible. The key word from that previous sentence was fun. New 2Ks are not fun to play. One of the reasons I wanted to talk about this was because Illuminati's new video. He pointed out that 2K has gone so far trying to make the game realistic that it's had the opposite effect. It's become unrealistic. The dribbling is slow and sluggish. If your toes are wiggling when you shoot the ball, it's going to affect your timing. You're going to miss it. Don't even get me started on microtransactions. I'm not going to talk about it too much, it's been talked about a million times, but I vividly remember being 11 years old, asking my mom for $20, and it being more than enough to get my player to a competable level. Nowadays, if you just got the game and you have $20 to spend, you're better off going and getting some tattoos or finding some fucking bullshit helmet because you're going to be a 72 overall after you drop $20. It doesn't matter. If you're not willing to drop an additional $70 on the game, which is essentially, it's the price of the game. So essentially, when you buy it from the PlayStation Store or if you buy the disc, you're buying half the game and being told if you want to play the rest of it, you're going to need to drop another $70. I know that it's possible and that there are YouTubers out there that are making no money spent builds, but those are YouTubers. If you're going to do that, you might as well just start streaming because you're going to put in 20 hours a week on 2K for the next few months. Throughout 2014, 15, and 16, 2K was part of pop culture. It was part of the mainstream. If you played basketball in real life, you were a 2K player. I don't understand how you can have an entire tight-knit community of 2K players that are all telling you, stop changing the game, go back to the old way that it was, and yet you throw it all away. Everybody left. All the old 2K players left. There's nobody. 2K YouTube has become a ghost town. Chris Smool is hardly even playing the game anymore. You might as well throw him on ESPN or First Take or some shit because 2K is so ass this man turned into an NBA analyst again. He started putting highlights up on his channel again and breaking down actual NBA games. Chris Smoove, arguably the biggest 2K YouTuber, has been sitting at 5.8 million subs since 2K17. I'm not saying that to disparage what 5.8 million subscribers actually means. That's a fuck ton of people. But the point I'm trying to make here is that that's one generation of 2K players. The new generation of kids that are coming up in today's world that are basketball fans don't give a fuck about 2K. They don't play 2K. They're playing Fortnite. They're playing whatever the hell else. They're not playing 2K. 2K is no longer culturally significant. It just happens to be the only basketball game on the market. So kids that get the game for Christmas or for their birthday play it for a couple weeks and then realize it's ass and give it up. Do y'all remember when new 2Ks would come out and you and all your friends would sit there and talk about how good the graphics are and how fun it looks to play? That doesn't happen anymore. Nobody cares when a new 2K comes out. It's just like, oh, another year, there's another 2K, yay. I remember when 2K16 was coming out. I saved my money that I got for my birthday all the way in April. I saved it all the way throughout the summer, and I held on to the gift card. I pre-ordered the game. I can't remember if it was a day or a couple of days where you got to play the game early before people that didn't pre-order it. I do, however, remember that there were people who somehow got a hold of the game up to a week early and would stream it directly from their PS4. I remember being up 1 o'clock at night. Those streams would have thousands of views, people lining up, people fiending, trying to see what the new 2K would look like. 2K26, the entire game could leak tomorrow, and the only people that would care are the few YouTubers left that primarily just shit on the game. The market for shitting on 2K is bigger than the market for just having fun. The parks back in these days, they were so vibrant, they felt full of life, they felt like each park was handcrafted specifically to have its own personality. Nowadays, we have a giant city that is just filled with product placement. It's all branding. It's all about money. There's no life in the game. It's lifeless. This company will do anything but focus on gameplay. They got hundreds of AI NPCs walking around sipping Sprites, wearing New Balances, got puffer jackets on. It doesn't matter. They could add a feature where when you're on the road in my career, you're smashing groupies and it wouldn't make the game better. They will do anything but focus on gameplay. Anything. Look at the Rough Rider Park. I was not even a fan of this park as a kid. I always played in Sunset or I played High Flyer. But while you're playing the game, if you look behind the fence, you got cars driving by, you got buildings, you got buses, you got trash trucks driving by. It feels like you're actually in a rough inner city part of like Detroit or some shit. Where the hell even are we now? You turn this shit into a strip mall. Like, I would much rather just go onto some screen or click on some store that's got all the clothes, bro. If I wanted to be subjected to some lifelike experience, I would go to the mall my damn self. I don't want to be playing 2K, walking over to the Jordan store, then walking over to the New Balance store. I don't care about that shit. I want the game to be fun. If I wanted to go to the mall, I would go to the mall. And where the hell is Rachel Demita's freaky ass? Come back. 2K needs you. The community needs you more than ever. Alright, maybe not that last part. Maybe not that last part. But that would be nice if she came back. I genuinely, and I mean genuinely, miss the days of 2K17 and the other 2Ks where you would brick a shot and you would scream out to Ronnie and you would be so infuriated and you would have a dartboard in your room and you were just throwing bitches at Ronnie. You were just throwing them bitches at Ronnie. Ronnie looked like a porcupine at the end of that hoe. You were just fucking darting his ass up. Alright, I'm exaggerating, but back in that time period, there was a common figure that even just hating Ronnie, it felt like you were part of the community. If you were hating on Ronnie, you were part of the community. That was central. That was central. Everybody who played the game, if you were in a party chat, they brick a 3. Ronnie, what the fuck? You know what I mean? That's just the type of shit that it was. Nowadays, nobody even blames Ronnie. Ronnie's not even the devil anymore. People don't even look at him as like the face of evil. Nowadays, we just understand that 2K is bad. 2K itself is bad. The corporate overlords have taken what was once a beautiful monument, the 8th wonder of the world. They took that shit from us. And now, what do we have to show for it? What do we have to show for it? All this dumb shit that they talk about, the new sweat physics, they got a new tooth engine that'll make the teeth pop and be way more realistic than ever before. Why the fuck do I give a shit about any of that? At what point have any of you ever been playing the game with your boys and thought to yourself, or even thought out loud, damn, that sweat looks fire, bro. They really outdid themselves this year. Nobody's ever said that. Nobody's ever even thought that. And yet, somehow, year after year, they keep getting away with it. Year after year, a new 2K comes out. Wouldn't you know it? More sweat, more this, more that, more bullshit, more shit that people don't give a fuck about. At this point, 2K, whenever a new game comes out, just drop a picture of LeBron James sweating his dick off in a fucking sauna. Pause. But like, this shit is, it's mind-numbing. The things I would do to just even hear an echo of the shit they're talking about in those corporate meetings. Boy, I swear to God, I'd get on a helicopter and land on the headquarter office in the middle of the night, land on the fucking roof, chisel out a little human-sized hole, descend down that bitch on a rope, and just fucking listen to what the fuck they're talking about, that bullshit they're spewing. I'll fucking crawl around in their air vents until they call pest control. Then I'd look at the CEO of whoever's in charge of 2K, I'd look him dead in the eyes and I'd call him a fucking bitch. I'll go to college for 4 years, learn video game design, probably work at some shitty indie company for 10 years, just so I could apply to Take-Two and smack that CEO in the fucking face as soon as I get hired, bitch. I'm not even fucking playing. I'll go to MIT, learn quantum physics, become the first person to discover time travel, go back in time to whenever the CEO's parents met and separate them. So that begs the question, will the game get better? No, it's over, it's done. That memory that you have in your heart of what it was when you were a kid, it's gone. It's not coming back. They don't give a shit. They're gonna do whatever they can to maximize profit, and that's it. That's all they care about. It's over. You're better off. I don't know. Oblivion Remaster just came out. Go play that or some shit. But, before I go, if you guys are mourning or you're going through a tough time, hit me up on Instagram. I know it's hard. I know it's hard to come to that realization that 2K is never going to be what it once was. It's tough. It's tough. So hit me up if you're struggling with it. But other than that, peace out. That's all I got for you guys today. And bye.